Everyone. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Nitish Prabhu. Thank you, Vishnu Prabhu, for leading the chanting today. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Dandavat Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to sing our prayer from Kunmala Stotra today? Shriya Mataji, would you like to try?
No problem.
No. Okay. How about Amaresh Prabhu once again today?
Yeah, I can try, but I think it's really difficult word. So
Maybe the ones that are at the end, maybe you can try those. I think those you did yesterday also.
which ones?
The I think the 27, 28, 29. I think those are the shorter ones.
Oh, yeah. Let me try.
I'll try from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Very good.
आम्नाभ्यासननानि अनन्यरुदितं वेदव्रातानि अन्यहम् अन्वहम् मेदश्चेदफलनिपूर्तवेद्यः सर्वं हुतं वास्मानि तीर्थानाम् अपगहनि गहनानि च गजस्नानं विनायातपद द्वन्द्वं भोरुह संस्मृतिं विजयते देवः स नारायण मदनापरिहस्थितं मदीये मानसी मुकुन्द पदराविन्दधाम्नि हरनायन कृशनो न स्कृशोऽसि स्मरासि न चक्र परक्रम मुरारी नाथे धात्री भोगी भोगशयने नारायणे माधवे देवे देवकी नन्दने सुरवरे चक्रयुधे सरङ्गिने लीलाशेषा जगत प्रपञ्च जठरे विश्वेश्वरे श्रीधरे गोविन्दे कुरुचित्तवृत्तिम् अचलम् अनये तु किं वर्तनये माद्रक्षं पुण्यं क्षणम् अपि भवतो भक्तिहीनं पदाब्जे मा श्रोषं श्रव्यबन्धं तव चरितम् अपश्यनात् अखयानजतं मा स्मार्षं माधवा त्वम् अपि भुवनपते चेतसः वहनुवनान् मा भुवं ततस्तत्सपर्य व्याधिकरहितो जन्म जन्मान्तरेऽपि मज्जन्म फलम् इदं मधुकैटवारे मत्प्रार्थनीय मद् अनुग्रह एष एव त्वद्भर्त्य परिचारक भर्त्य भर्त्य प्रत्यस्य भृत्य इति मम स्मर लोकनाथ तत्त्वं ब्रुवाणानि परं परस्तान् मधुशरणं दिव मुदवाहिनी प्रवर्त्य प्रञ्जलिरस्मि जीवे नमामि नारायणगोचराणि नमामि नारायणपादपङ्कजं करोमि नारायणपूजनं सदा वदामि नारायण नमो निर्मलं स्मरामि नारायणतत्त्वम् अभयं श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्णभक्ताप्रिय चक्रपाणि श्रीपद्मनाभच्युत कैटभरे श्रीराम पद्माक्ष हरे मुरारे अनन्त अनन्त वैकुण्ठ मुकुन्द कृष्ण गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति वक्तुं समर्थोऽपि न भक्तिश सच्चित् अहो जनानं व्यसनाभिमुख्यम् भक्तिपाय भुजंग गरुड़ मनीष त्रैलोक्य रक्षमणिर् गोपीलोचन चाटकं पुद मणिः सौंदर्य मुद्र मणिः यः कंठ मणिमृक्मिणी घन कुच द्वन्द्वविकभूषा मणिः श्रियो देवा शिखामणिर्दिशतु नो गोपालः चूड़ामणिः। हरे कृष्ण।
I think there are two ways to recite this one,
Mhm.
2 meters. I think you did well with this one, like this particular way you sing, right?
Mhm.
So, Bhakta Bhujanga Garudamanish Trailokya Rakshamani
Mhm.
Gopi Lochana Chatakambudamani Saundarya Mudramani Yakanta Rukmini Ganakucha द्वन्द्वैकभूषणमणिः श्रेयो देवशिखामणिर्दिशतु तो गोपालचूडामणिः. I think you did well with this particular tune, so I think you can recite in this tune.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ramesh. Yes, anybody would like to do the translations for 21 to 30?
I can do, Prabhuji, if nobody is doing.
Yes, go ahead, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay. All glories to Lord Narayan. Without remembrance of his lotus feet, recitation of scripture is merely crying in the wilderness. Regular observance of severe vows enjoined in the Vedas is no more than a way to lose weight. Execution of prescribed pious duties is like pouring oblations onto ashes, and bathing at various holy sites is no better than an elephant's bath. O Cupid, abandon your residence in my mind, which is now the home of Lord Mukunda's lotus feet. You have already been incinerated by Lord Shiva's fiery glance, so why have you forgotten the power of Lord Murari's disc? Think only of your master and sustainer, the Supreme Lord, who is known as Narayan and Madhav, and who lies on the body of the serpent Ananta. He is a darling son of Devki, the hero of the demigods, and the lord of the cows, and he holds the conch shell and the bow Sharanga. He is the husband of the goddess of fortune and the controller of all universes, which he manifests from his abdomen as a pastime. What will you gain by thinking of anything else? Oh Madhav, please do not let me even glance at those whose pious credits are so depleted that they have no devotion for your lotus feet. Please do not let me be distracted from listening to the worthy narrations of your pastimes and become interested in other topics. Please, O Lord of the universe, let me pay no attention to those who avoid thinking of you, and let me never be unable to serve you in some menial way, birth after birth. O enemy of Madhu and Kaitaba, O Lord of the universe, the perfection of my life and the most cherished mercy, you could show me would be for you to consider me the servant of 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 your servant. My dear tongue, I stand before you with joined palms and beg you to recite the names of Lord Narayan. These names, describing the supreme absolute truth, bring great pleasure as if exuding honey. At every moment, I bow down to the lotus feet of Narayan. I perform worship to Narayan. I recite the pure name of Narayan and I reflect on the infallible truth of Narayan. O Srinath, Narayan, Vasudev, Divine Krishna, O kind friend of your devotees, O Chakrapani, Padmanabh, Achyuta, Kaitabari, Rama, Padmaksh, Hari, Murari, O Ananta, Vaikuntha, Mukunda, Krishna, Govinda, Damodar, Madhav. Although all people can address you, still they remain silent. Just see how eager they are for their own peril. He is the jewel riding on the back of Garuda, who carries away the Lord's devotees on his wings. He is the magic jewel protecting the three worlds, the jewel like cloud attracting the Chataka bird eyes of the gopis, and the jewel among all who gesture gracefully. He is the only jewel ornament on the ample breast of Queen Rukmini, who is herself the jewel of beloved consorts. May that crown jewel of all gods, the best of the cowherds, grant us the supreme benediction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shri Mataji. Yes. I was just counting how many servants he says, Kulashika says, let me be the servant of the servant of the servant. So he is the seventh, so there are six other predecessors before him. And it's funny, I was just looking at, if you think of our Guru Parampara, yes, then if Srila Prabhupada, and then if you don't have a Guru Maharaj, then yes, you are the seventh actually. If you go from in the Parampara from Srila Prabhupada to Bhakti Siddhanta, and then from Bhakti Siddhanta you go to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, then you go to Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and then the Shad Goswamis, right? So there are six, and then yeah, so. But yeah, that is the mood that we are the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. Yes, so wonderful, nice meditation. Okay, let's go to Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. So yesterday we are currently on chapter 16. Prabhupada is free to preach now. He's moved into a different apartment in the same building where Dr. Mishra had given him a room earlier. So from 501, he has come to 307. And he is starting to preach 3 times a week. And there are so many of the initial people who start coming are the folks who used to come to Dr. Mishra's yoga studio. And we see how Prabhupada is boldly preaching, and from his everything is foreign to all these people, but still that doesn't deter him from teaching them in Sanskrit, giving them the Sanskrit verses, as well as teaching them the root philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, who we are, who the Lord is, what our relationship with the Lord is, right? What is the significance of a spiritual master? And like I think that last week when we were reading, when he was at the Tagore Society, people were asking, and he was saying, yes, you can take the books and you will know if I'm your guru, right? So that is the thing, like with the spiritual master, the Lord is sitting in the heart and he would guide you to take to get inspiration, to seek a spiritual master, a bona fide spiritual master, if we are sincere, if we are eager, and if we are inquisitive. So that's the same message that Prabhupada is mentioning to these sincere souls, because they have no clue of what this culture is. The bhakti culture is what Prabhupada is talking about, the sacred thread. He's talking about the parting of the hair and the dress that the widows wear. So all of these things which are very, very foreign to these people. But yet, again, since he's so pure, the message that he shares is also so powerful. Okay, so yeah, we'll continue from here. Anybody would like to read today?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay, Meenu Mataji. Yes.
We start from but sometimes, right?
Yes.
Okay. But sometimes his mood is light and he commiserates with his fellow New Yorkers, chuckling about the difficulties they share. Suppose there's a heavy snowfall, the whole New York City is flooded with snow, and you're all put into inconvenience. That is a sort of suffering, but you have no control over it. Sometimes he praises Dr. Mishra's students for having learned so nicely from the teacher. Now, what Dr. Mishra is teaching is very nice. He's teaching that first of all, you must know who am I. That is very good, but that who am I can be known from Bhagavad Gita also. I am not this body. And sometimes a guest suddenly speaks out with an irrelevant question, and Swami patiently tries to consider it. Yet behind his tolerance, Prabhupada's mood is always one of urgency. Sometimes he talks quickly, and one senses his desire to establish Krishna consciousness in the West as soon as possible. He has no followers, only few books, no temples, and he openly states that he is racing against time. I'm an old man. I could leave at any time. So, behind the formal delivery of Krishna conscious philosophy is an anxiety, an almost desperate desire to convince at least one soul to take up Krishna consciousness immediately. Now, the constrained situations of Butler and the Ananda ashram and Dr. Mishra are behind him. He is free to speak about the absolute truth in full. Throughout his life, he has prepared for this, yet he is still discovering the best ways to present Krishna, exploring his Western audience, testing their reactions. We should always remember that he is God. He is all powerful in strength. No one can conquer him. In beauty, as far as beauty is concerned. When he was on the battlefield, have any of you seen a picture of Krishna? Have you seen? Have any of you ever seen Krishna? Oh, no. Prabhupada's voice fades as he pauses, looking out at his audience. No one has ever seen Krishna. None of them have the slightest previous knowledge of Lord Krishna. In India, hundreds of millions of worship Lord Krishna daily as the eternal form of all beauty and truth, and view his graceful form in sculpture, painting, and dance. His philosophical teaching in Bhagavad Gita are all famous, and Prabhupada is his intimate emissary. Yet the ladies and gentlemen in room 307 look back at Swami blankly. Prabhupada is discussing the real meaning of going to a sacred place in India. One should go to a sacred place in order to find some intelligent scholar in spiritual knowledge living there and make association with him. Just like my residence is at Vrindavan. So at Vrindavan, there are many scholars and saintly persons living. So one should go to such holy places, not simply to take bath in the water. One must be intelligent enough to find some spiritually advanced man living there and take instructions from him and be benefited by that. If a man has attachment for going to a place of pilgrimage to take a bath but has no attraction for hearing from learned people there, he is considered to be an ass. He laughs. So eva go kharaha. Go means cow and khara means ass. So the whole civilization is moving like a civilization of cows and asses. Everyone is identifying with the body. Yes, you want to speak? Woman. In the places known as secret places, Prabhupada. Sacred? Yes. Woman. Is it sacred places? Prabhupada? Yes. Woman. Isn't it also a fact that there is more magnetism because of the meeting of saints and more advanced people? Prabhupada, oh yes, certainly, certainly. Therefore, the places itself has got some magnetism. Woman, yes, and when? Prabhupada, just like at Vrindavan, that is practical. Here I am now sitting in New York City, New York, the world's greatest city, such a magnificent city, but my heart is always hankering after that Vrindavan. Woman, yes, and she laughs. Prabhupada, yes, I'm not happy here. Woman, yes, I know. Prabhupada, I shall be very happy to return to my Vrindavan, that sacred place. But then, why are you here? Now, because it is my duty, I have brought some message for you people. Because I have been ordered by my superior, my spiritual master, whatever you have learned, you should go to the Western countries and you must distribute this knowledge. So, in spite of all my difficulties, all my inconveniences, I am here. Because I'm obligated by duty, if I go and sit down in Vrindavan, that will be good for my personal conveniences. I shall be very comfortable there and I will have no anxiety Nothing of the sort, but I have taken all the risk in this old age because I'm duty bound. I am duty bound, so I have to execute my duty despite all my inconveniences. An outsider opens the door and hesitantly glances inside. Prabhupada, stopping his lecture. Yes, yes, come in. You can come here. Robert Nelson was like a slow, simple country boy with a homespun manner, even though he had grown up in New York City. He was 20 years old. He wasn't part of the growing hippie movement. He did not take marijuana or other drugs, and he did not socialize much. He was a loner. He had gotten some technical education at Staten Island Community College and had tried his hand at the record manufacturing business, but without much success. He was interested in God and would attend various spiritual meetings around the city. So one night he wandered into the yoga studio to hear Dr. Mishra's lecture, and there he saw Prabhupada for the first time. Robert, Swami was sitting cross legged on a bench. There was a meeting, and Dr. Mishra was standing up before a group of people. There were about 50 people coming there, and he talked on I am consciousness. Dr. Mishra talked and then gave Swami a grand introduction with a big smile. Swamiji is here, he said, and he swings around and waves his hand for big introduction. It was beautiful. This was after Dr. Mishra spoke for about an hour. The Swami did not speak. He sang a song. Afterward I went up to him. He had a big smile and he said that he likes young people to take to Krishna consciousness. He was very serious about it. He wanted all young people, so I thought that was very nice. It made sense, so I wanted to help. We stood there talking for about an hour. Dr. Mishra had library in the back, and we looked at certain books, Arjuna, Krishna, chariots, and things. And then we walked around. We looked at some of the pictures of Swamis on the wall. By that time, it was getting very late, and Prabhupada said, come back the next day at 10 to his office downstairs. The next day, when Robert Nelson went to room 307, Prabhupada invited him in. The room was clearly not intended to serve as a living quarters. There was no toilet, shower, chair, bed, or telephone. The walls were painted a dark, dismal color. Prabhupada showed Robert the 3-volume set of Srimad Bhagavatam, which Robert purchased for $16.50. Then Prabhupada handed him a small piece of paper with the Hare Krishna mantra printed on it. Robert, while Swamiji was handing it to me, he had this big smile on his face, like he was handing me the world. We spent the whole day together. At one point he said, we're going to take a sleep. So he lay down there by his little desk, and so I said, I am tired too. So I lay down at the other end of the room, and we rested. I just lay on the floor. It was the only place to do it, but he did not rest that long, an hour and a half, I think, and we spent the rest of the day together. He was talking about Lord Chaitanya and Lord's pastimes, and he showed me a small picture of Lord Chaitanya. Then he started talking about the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda and Advaita. He had a picture of the 5 of them and the picture of his spiritual master. He said some things in Sanskrit, then he translated. It wasn't much of a room, though. You would really be disappointed if you saw it. Robert Nelson could not give Prabhupada the kind of assistance he needed. Lord Chaitanya states that a person has at his command 4 assets: his life, money, intelligence, and words, at least one of which he should give to the service of God. Robert Nelson did not seem able to give his whole life to Krishna consciousness, and as for money, he had very little. His intelligence was also limited, and he spoke unimpressively, nor did he have a wide range of friends or contacts among whom to speak. But he was affectionate towards the Swami, and out of the 8 million people in the city, he was practically the only one who showed personal interest in him and offered to help. From his experience in the record business, Mr. Robert, as Swamiji called him, developed a scheme to produce a record of Swamiji singing. People were always putting out albums with almost anything on them. He explained, and they would always make money, or at least break even. So it will be almost impossible to lose money. It was a way he thought he could help make the Swami known, and he tried to convince Prabhupada of the idea. And the Prabhupada didn't discourage Mr. Robert, who seemed eager to render this service. Prabhuji, should I go on?
Yeah, I think we can stop here, Mataji. 6:25. So thank you so much for the wonderful reading. Yes. Anything that you want to share?
Yes, Prabhuji, from the last line that talking about that he tried to convince Prabhupada of this idea. So I was listening to one of the lectures by Keshwa Swami Maharaj a couple days ago. And in that lecture, he shared a story where Prabhupada told one of his disciples that it is too late. And he didn't understand what Prabhupada was trying to say. And then he said again, it is too late. So they asked him that what does he mean by it is too late? What are we talking about? He said, even if they burn all the temples that I built, even if they take out everyone from Krishna consciousness, even if everybody gave up Krishna consciousness, it is too late because books are out there. Someone, even after centuries, will pick up a book and start this Krishna consciousness movement again, because it all started from an idea. An idea can come from anywhere. Like he got the idea from his master in 1922 to preach to the Western world. So, one idea with conviction can create miracles and, do wonders. So that's the thought I got from reading this today. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, these books, like they say, these are like ticking bombs. They can explode, and they'll explode not like the Big Bang, where what the scientists say, but it is a Big Bang in terms of Big Bang of consciousness that will revive. And yeah, similarly, like that incident I talked about earlier also. So here he was saying like this person Nelson was a good person. He was not influenced by drugs or anything, but most of the people at that point in time in America were, right? And when Srila Prabhupada actually took his disciples back to India in 1970, 172, and then there was a big fan following, and everybody was like kind of amazed, right? Because these are like white-bodied people coming in dhoti, kurta, sari, and there were like 30, 40,000 people would assemble every night to hear Srila Prabhupada speak. But at the same time, that movie was made, that Devanand's movie, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and then the Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, uh, mantra was playing in the movie. But the main thing was that they were projecting the movement in a bad light, and incorrect philosophy was being portrayed that people take drugs, they get high, and then they chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which was completely incorrect. So when Prabhupada's disciples went and told him about that Prabhupada, this is what is happening, and they are projecting us in bad light, then Prabhupada said, nothing to worry, nothing will be lost. People will hear the Maha Mantra and they will benefit. So that is that much conviction he had, that doesn't matter, what people are trying to do, because the Maha Mantra is pure, the Lord is pure, purity is what will prevail at the end, right? It doesn't matter how people are trying to tarnish the image, but since the Maha Mantra is playing, people will benefit no matter how they hear it. So yeah, in the same mood like what you just said, even if they burn down all the temples, everything, yes, as long as the books are there. And that he himself saw that, right? Like when those books that he sent from India to the US Embassy were now in the libraries here. So he was so glad to see them when he was going to the library in New York. Yes. Thank you, Meena Mataji. Anything else from anybody?
Yes, Prabhuji. I sometimes wonder, people like have this assumption that whoever is in bhakti and, whoever is practicing bhakti and Krishna consciousness, they are very emotional people. But I feel it's the other way around. They are most practical people because Prabhupada could just, if he would have been emotional and he could have just stayed in Vrindavan, but he actually, you know, just followed the orders of his spiritual master, that instead of just sitting there and just him getting benefited, he wanted to benefit the world. So that's why he moved, to each and every corner of the world and spread this so that even others can get the benefit of what he was getting. So I feel, sometimes when people say that, I just feel very bad. I don't know how to explain to them that, it's not that we are emotional people. It's actually the other way around.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, at 70, at age of 70, we can tell these same people who are asking, can they travel, at the speed, every year travel around the world 16 times. And especially when we are half of Prabhupada's age, it is so difficult. We try to go for one vacation after we think, oh, it'll be so nice, right? We go for vacation 5 days, 7 days. Actually, we come back more drained and tired after the vacation.
Yes.
So imagine somebody traveling throughout the world, so it's not for his own benefit what he did, right? It was really to share this knowledge. Yes, it's beyond being just Bhajananandi sitting in one place and doing bhajan, but his Goshtanandi is traveling and sharing this treasure with so many others so that they can be benefited. At that age is just out of this world. That energy that he had is not from that's not coming directly from him, right? It's coming from the mercy of the acharyas. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Anything else from anybody? No? Okay. All right. So we'll conclude here for today. Again, thank you all for your kind association. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। जगत प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। हरे
Thank
कृष्णा।
you, Prabhuji. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.